Hey, my name is Nick. I'm from MagLoft, and in this presentation, I'm going to share with you how you can profit from mobile publishing by following what we call our mobile publishing blueprint. And you can do this in 30 days or less. So let's get this started. First, I want to tell you about Entrepreneurial Chef. So this is a really cool story or a use case from one of our clients. This was an entirely new magazine. Sean came out of teaching in a culinary school. He had no background in publishing. And with the help of MagLoft, we were able to get him up and running. And within 6 months, he had landed a really big interview. And shortly after, he landed a couple of advertising deals that got the whole magazine up and running. So he literally started from no background of publishing, and today has a very successful magazine for entrepreneurs in the culinary industry. And it's really, really cool. We also have Ron from Candy Magazine. So Ron, they were a mobile magazine from day one. They really always wanted to be mobile because they understand the importance of being in the reader's pockets. And they've been in this digital publishing space for many, many years and had just had a lot of technical challenges with other providers and things that they had tried. So when they came over to MagLoft, we were able to get them set up. They don't have any technical challenges. Their content is secure and safe, and only subscribers and paid readers get access to it. Revista Speak Up is a really another interesting example as well. It's Anderson, so they come from a print and was really struggling. This is also in the Brazilian market, so they had to move to digital, and they also had one prior experience which didn't go very well. They had a lot of negative reviews on app stores. And once they moved to MagLoft, we were able to get rid of all those technical challenges. They now have positive reviews and are running a successful digital magazine with the help of MagLoft and the blueprint that they followed. And then we have Sean again. So he launched his second magazine, which is called Pastry Arts Magazine. He says, I duplicated almost to a T exactly what I did with Entrepreneurial Chef and built Pastry Arts Magazine. And this Pastry Arts has grown really, really quickly. 12,000 subscribers in 5 months, 50,000 followers in social media, lots of website visits, podcasts with regular listeners as well, and a private Facebook group with members. Now again, who's this for? This is really for, you're an owner of a publication, you're a C-level, you're a CEO, you're an entrepreneur, and you're in the publishing space. So you understand that the publishing space is changing. Lots of things are happening, just the whole transition from print to digital, but also just in the digital space. It could be that you're struggling with this decline or stagnation of print circulation or digital as well. And you really want to grow this into a flourishing publishing, albeit digital publishing business. You want to be able to rely on everything is just working, and you see that numbers are growing and up and to the right. You're not shy of adopting digital trends. You understand that things are changing, and if you don't move with the changes, you will get left behind. And you also believe that there is a synergy between print and digital. Now, we're not saying at all that if you are in print, you should scrap your print and just go digital. There are definitely synergies that you should start by implementing first. And we don't believe that print will go away. We still think that there's a place for print, but if you don't move to digital and have that as an option, you will get severely left behind. So if there's one thing to take away from this entire presentation, it is this slide. So you need to have, when you're moving into the digital publishing space, you have to have a proven blueprint that you can follow, because there are a lot of pitfalls or a lot of different things that can go wrong. And without having some kind of guidance, you are guaranteed to run into many of them. So this is our mobile publishing blueprint. You start from the bottom left. So the blue track, the base track, is what we call the foundation. This is really where you get to understand the technology behind the content that's really suited for smartphones and mobile devices. And of course, also the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, Amazon Store. What are these App Store things? How do you best take advantage of them? And what are some of the things that you really, really need to know? So that's our blue layer. That's our foundation. That's our first track. Then we move up into the orange or yellow layer. And this is really where you're ready to take the next step, the next second track here. Once you understand the foundation, you can actually start thinking about, all right, well, how does this look in terms of integration? You probably already have some assets like a website, a subscriber base, an email list, anything like that. You want to make sure that when you move into mobile publishing, you take advantage of that, integrate, you make sure that there are synergies and that everything is working together. Then it's all about the offer. What are you actually offering? We love the free trial. We'll talk a lot more about that, but really centering your app and your digital publication around a really great, valuable offer for your readers. And then building the thing, like how do you get an app built? Do you need to hire a whole team? Do you need to hire an agency? Do you need to learn how to code? And some of the important things that you need to be involved with when you go through the process of actually building and designing apps. So that's track 2, the golden layer. And once you have that in place and you're done with building, you have an app and it's live in app stores. The third track and the last track, the green one at the top, promote, track, and engage, is all about how do you take this app and this digital publication and get it in front of people? How do you grow it? What do you need to track? What do you need to measure? And how do you make sure that you keep your readers engaged? So this is our blueprint. This is what we teach and go through with all of our clients. And I'm really excited to jump into a little bit more detail and share this with you. So a little bit about me before we go on. My name is Nick Martin. I have a bachelor degree in economics, computer science, and a master in computer game development. I love playing games. I always am very, very fascinated with the whole gamification movement. So that's really my kind of educational background, if you will. But I've been a digital publisher since 1999. I knew early on in my career that I was not going to work a 9-to-5 for someone else. I wanted to get in and get dirty. And really, I got involved fairly early with the internet in 1999, started building websites and getting into affiliate marketing, niche marketing, building up these websites that would rank for certain keywords and creating blog posts and writing and making sure that it's all optimized. So I managed to rank #1 for the largest Danish WordPress video tutorials website. It's all about teaching people how to use WordPress for their own. And then I moved to Indonesia in 2012 to build a startup community and participate in a few other startups. So that has been an entirely amazing change for me. I am in Indonesia as I record this as well. So that has been absolutely fantastic. And during that move, I co-founded MagLoft.com, which is a digital publishing solution, all part of me being down here in Indonesia. And since we've done that, we've helped hundreds of publishers and add mobile apps to their publishing strategy and really build out their digital publishing presence. So again, let's go back to our mobile publishing blueprint. We're going to start with track 1, the foundation, which is the blue layer. And what's really important to understand here are the fundamentals of digital publishing. It's important to make the right decisions and also to make sure that you remain in control. We're going to dive into that a little bit more, but we've seen too many publishers get caught up in the quick and easy win and, all right, here's our PDF, you go ahead, you build the app for us, and off we go. And it turns out that many of these decisions have turned out to be their worst nightmares come true. So what are some of these? We've had a client story here. So this is about the technology phase, where we'll really explain you a lot more about what the different types of apps are. But we've heard from clients that they thought that they were paying for getting mobile apps submitted in app stores, but turned out it would actually only live in the internet browser as a web app. So that's something that you need to be absolutely clear about. What is the difference between a web app and a mobile app? Or, if you're not really into the tech and the jargon, you can end up with a ad relationship, which results in a lot of bugs and just a terrible experience for your readers. So another story, now we're moving into the content area, which is part 2 of this first track. And it's all about like PDFs. So when we started doing MagLoft, we did not support PDFs because we believe that the future is HTML. It is responsive content, adaptable content. But at the end, there were so many people still using PDFs, so we decided, all right, we'll have in a feature that will get them started. And one of the examples that we saw was a client, they would publish a 300-page PDF issue every quarter. And what we quickly found out was that no one's going to download an app and wait 3 months for there to be new content. So we were able to work with this publisher, and instead of having this massive issue come out every quarter, we turned that into an 80-page monthly issue with some articles sprinkled in between, so that they at least get content out weekly. So that's a little bit about the frequency of publishing. You want to make sure that monthly is about the latest or the longest that you'll go. The more frequent you can publish, the better, especially when we're talking mobile apps. But then there's also the whole fact about PDFs and mobile devices. And I'm sure you've heard the horror stories, or maybe experienced it yourself. You get on your smartphone and it's a PDF. You have to pinch to zoom to get in and move it around to be able to read the text because it's so small. And we actually did a little bit of a analysis on this. So this is based on our clients that have been using our system. And in January 2018, about 68% were on smartphones and 32% were on tablet. Because if you're on a tablet, the PDF will still work. It's still readable. But we should actually update this, but back in September 2018, that had now shifted to 75% being on mobile. So it is really, really important that you have content that is formatted for a smartphone. Gives you that better reader experience, because nobody's going to come back to a PDF unless it has been specifically formatted. But if it's like taken straight from print, where you have sometimes 3, 4, 5 columns of text, it will just not be a good experience on mobile. And then lastly, we were talking about app stores and developer accounts. They kind of go hand in hand. Yeah, and unfortunately, we've had too many clients come to us and say, we're with this provider and it's just really not going well. We want to move to you. Can we do that? And unfortunately, if they have accepted that the previous provider published their app in their developer account or in their app stores, then many times you just can't move it. If you've been offering paid subscriptions through Apple, it's locked to that account. So it is just super, super important. And we'll talk a lot more about what are these app stores, how does everything get set up, what do you really use them for. But the most important thing, and this is really like if you're doing your due diligence and your research, make sure that whatever you do and whoever that you may sign up with or work with, have your own developer accounts so that you stay in control of your apps, revenue, and everything. So that is super, super, super important. If there's really one thing that you want to take away from this entire presentation, make sure you have your own developer account so you own your apps. So key points to take away from this first track, which is, again, the foundational layer. Important to understand the different technologies and the different solutions that are being offered. I'm sure if you're doing your research, you know that there are lots of providers and they use different language and they offer different products and services. But the main point is that there are 2 different technologies. One is called web app, and it's an application or a publication that works in a browser, and that will never be able to go into an app store, because for app stores you need to have native code for iOS, Android, Amazon that needs to be built. App stores will not accept a web app. So that's kind of like the main biggest difference that you need to know about. You can't just replicate what you do in print in digital publishing or in mobile publishing. Like I said with the PDFs, you need to make sure that the content looks and reads great on any device size and orientation. And again, yeah, it's critical to remain in control of your apps. We'll talk more about that later. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about that. It's just so important that we'll be touching on it a couple of times during this presentation. So that's track 1. That's the foundation. A couple of frequently questions that we get is, what's the difference between web app and mobile app? So again, web apps are browser-based. They can't get listed in app stores. What is responsive content and how does it work? So responsive content is content that will reflow or adapt, change in size, go from 2 columns to a single column based on how you rotate your device and what screen size that you have. If you take a PDF that is static or absolute, it will scale up in size, but it will never reflow. So you'll always have gaps on different screens. Why should I set up my own developer account? For the reasons that I mentioned already. It's important that you stay in control of your store listing, revenue, subscribers, and rating. Is it possible to transfer my app to a different provider? Maybe you're thinking about moving to MagLoft or currently with some other provider. As long as you've been using your own developer account, it is very, very easy, and we can help you with that. If you're not using your own developer account, you need to reach out to your provider and see if they are accommodating in helping you move. And what do I need in order to set up my own developer accounts? This is also important. So for Apple, it's ideal if you have a company or an entity registered so that you have a entity number. Then you can reach out to D&B or Dun & Bradstreet, where you can apply for your DUNS number, D-U-N-S. This is something that Apple requires when you register for a developer account as an organization. Why is that important? You can register as an organization. You can legally and easily invite developers so that they can build the app for you and submit it in your own developer account under your own name. All right, awesome. So let's move to track 2. Now we're in the middle. Now we're in the yellow, the orange streak here. So once you understand all the different technologies, the content, and the app stores, it's time to get your hands dirty. Kind of think about how do you integrate an app with your website and your email list? How do you come up with this great offer, free trial? And how do you get an app built? But for track 2, it's important that you're actively involved in the app building and customization process. You need to look at the existing assets that you have, your readers, your website, your social media presence, and you need to make sure that it is all connected and integrated. It's great when you can offer something from your website, either sell from your website or offer a free trial, because mobile apps, they're not here to replace websites. They're here to complement them, and they complement each other really, really well. So that's why, during this entire process or this entire track 2, that is what we're mostly focusing on. How do we make sure that things are integrated so that if one thing happens on the web, it also happens in mobile apps, vice versa. So for this entire track, I'll give an example of a client that we've worked with. We're still working with is Sean from Pastry Arts. Now, he was dead set on offering free trials, and he wanted to set up a way so that he could use his website for it. And what we made sure was that his website was integrated so that as soon as someone signed up for a free trial on his webpage, that would automatically get connected to his mobile apps, then also give them access to that free trial he was promoting website. His free trial was a free year's subscription. So that worked really, really well for him. Sean was able to customize the app and look and feel so that it totally matched his website. Very important, so you have that brand recognition. And also, it's important that you can update that design in real time, because you may want to change your offer or act on some real-time information that's happening. So some key points for track 2, which is all about customizing and integrating and building your apps. Make sure that you can integrate your website, existing readers. Most providers out there can integrate with WordPress or other popular CMS. We can also integrate with any website. Like if you're vetting a provider, make sure that they can do that for you, because that is very, very important. You want to make sure that you offer a premium content, and subscriptions is great, but make sure that you have a free trial. If you get someone to download your app and there's nothing in there but paid content, they will most likely just leave again. Some will buy, but if you have a free trial so they're getting access to premium content, or you have a free issue, maybe a slimmed down version of one of your issues, that is going to be a lot more powerful, because they'll get a taste of your content and be more likely to come back. Yeah, you can offer specialized deals such as full access to all premium content. So this comes on a little bit later, where you can give access to, have a lot of back issues. Make sure that you can customize your apps so that it matches your website. We see a lot of other clients where we can see like the provider or what app they're using. And we personally don't like that. If for ours, we want it to be all our brand. We want to build our own brand and not someone else's brand. So this is one of the things that we put a lot of weight on, that you check when you're doing your due diligence, and you get fully branded all your app. You should always be able to request app updates for important changes. This is really because you'll be tweaking that as you go along. You might want to change your app icon. You might want to change some keywords, text, screenshots, etc. And these require app updates for mobile apps. So this is also something that you want to make sure you have access to. And then this is like a really, really massive bonus. It's not, I mean, if you can get it, get it. Like live app design changes, that can save you a lot of time and headache, because going through an app update that has to go for review, and it could take a few days and could even get rejected for some silly reason. If you can update, you know, colors, layouts, banners, advertisements live, then you have a winner. So keep an eye on that as well. So questions and answers for track 2 for customization and building. How do I know if I can integrate my website with the app? Most CMSs will allow you to do that. Most providers will have some kind of an API or a connector or a way to, at very least, work with CSV files of your existing subscribers. And that's the question number 2. Existing subscribers, you can do a CSV file, but you should also be able to have that live connection, so that if someone takes a subscription on your website, they instantly have access to that in your mobile apps if that's part of your offering. So what are some of the tools that I need to create free trials for mobile apps? Really, you might have most of them or all of them already in place. So you need a checkout or a shopping cart software for your website, PayPal, Stripe, WooCommerce, lots of these. And or you can use membership softwares, membership sites. We can possible to integrate that as well. So if someone gets a membership site, they'd also get access to the content in the mobile apps. And what kind of app customization should I expect as minimum to be available? Well, I would say as much as possible, but at least you should be able to customize colors, layouts, graphics, menu options, and the way that content is being unlocked in your mobile app. And really, you should also make sure that there's no other branding than your brand that you're building, and you want to be promoting that and not somebody else's. So that brings us to track 3, the top track. Now you understand the fundamental, the foundation. You understand what's important to customize, integrate, and offer and build, and you actually have an app. It's done, it's live, and it's in App Store. What's the next step? You need to make sure that that gets marketed. You need to make sure that you get it in front of people, and that you track and measure and make sure that they are engaged readers. So that is really what the top track, the track 3 we call marketing, is all about. Always fuel your publishing with new readers and understand how to engage with them. So in order to operate a healthy and growing digital publishing business, you always need new readers and subscribers. You need to be able to analyze their content consumption. What are their habits? What are they doing in your app? How often do they do it? When do they do it? And then be able to engage with them at the right time with the right message or offer. So this is super, super important. And this is also something that you want to really, really keep an eye out for if you're currently doing your due diligence or vetting a couple of providers. We'll jump into this a little bit more here. So again, we'll talk about Sean from Pastry Arts. So in terms of promoting, like really getting in front of a lot of people, he was able to set up a Facebook marketing campaign. And he had a really unique and also powerful offer, which was a free trial for 1 year. So this was a longer play for Sean. He understood that it was important to get to a critical mass of readers and subscribers as quickly as possible, because when you have that, then you can start attracting bigger brands, bigger names and titles, and also looking into getting better options for advertisements, have larger audience. And he was able to set this up and got trial subscriptions for almost nothing. We will have lessons later on where we go into more detail. What does a Facebook campaign like this look like? But really, the most important part here is make sure that you're promoting, make sure that you're always getting fresh new eyeballs on your offerings, and this can go straight to your apps, straight to your website where you have a connection to your apps. But it's really, really, really important. Pastry Arts, they also understand how their readers use their apps. And they know this through analytics, which tells them what content is working and what isn't. So you can really see, or you should be able to see, it's important that you can see the time spent on each page, how many times a page has been viewed, which links are being clicked, which pages are being liked or commented on, because that will get you a better understanding of what is the type of content you should be focusing more on to get that increased engagement. And finally, they set up push notifications. So these are really, really powerful. I'm sure you know about them, but you can reach readers right into their own pockets with push notifications. And something that we call in-app pages, which basically are triggered on user behavior. So an example of this could be if someone installs your app, your magazine app or publication app for the first time, and they log in, it could be a welcome message. We know, this is the first time this reader logs in. Let's show them a welcome message. Maybe we show them a welcome offer. Take a free trial subscription, and we could even show that page on every login until they take that trial subscription. And once they take it, we don't show the page again. It could be as soon as someone purchases an issue or a subscription, you could show a thank you page. There are lots of different ways that you can measure user behavior and then engage with them at that right time, the right user with the right offer. So that is really what this track 3, the marketing track, is all about. Promote your app, measure what's happening inside your app, what content is working, what isn't, engage with users and keep them engaged with your app. So publish frequently, make sure that there are many tricks or I should say topics and ideas to get readers to come back into your app. The worst thing that you can do an issue on a quarterly basis and nothing else in the app, because that will get your app on the last page of their device, or worse yet, even totally uninstalled again. So marketing track 3, key points. Invest in social media marketing and advertising to drive more traffic and download. Facebook is great, Instagram might work, maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's Google Ads. It really depends on your niche and where your target readers are at. Make sure that you can track the effectiveness of your marketing campaigns. It's really important that you know where subscribed users are coming from, like which traffic source or paid traffic source that you're using. So make sure that you can track that. Set up tracking within your app so that you can learn where users are engaging most and where they drop off in your apps. Could be that there are some things that are not clear. And use analytics and reader events. So this is really like reader usage behavior to trigger automated notifications. Again, the right message to the right user at the right time. And of course, keep reminding readers to return to your app. They may become idle, or they haven't been in for a week, so you could send them an automated push notification. Hey, I haven't seen you in a week. We have a new article out. Come back in and check it out. And of course, every time that you publish new content, you want to make sure that you send out to your email list, you send out a push notification, you engage with your readers, all the fonts that you can. The key takeaway here is really that only an engaged reader is valuable to your digital publication. It's very easy to fake like circulation numbers. You pay people to download and install your app, but if they're not using it, if they're not engaging with your content, if they're not clicking on your links, if they're not taking your subscription and purchasing your issues, they're really not that valuable to you or your partners or your advertisers. So that's really the key here for track 3. Make sure that you have all of these options available for you. So a couple questions and answers again. What type of advertising campaigns works well? We touched about this a little bit already, but I'd say the very first campaign that you could set up is what we call a retargeting or remarketing campaign. So with Facebook, you could put a little code on your website. If you already have your website and you already have visitors there, you can kind of tag those visitors. So if they don't sign up for your newsletter or your publication or your subscription, you can create ads and then advertise or remarket to those specific people that visited your website. So if you're not doing this, that's definitely the first step. But then you can increase with many other paid advertising models, which we'll cover in a lot more depth in the blueprint. What are the minimum requirements for statistics and reporting? Well, you absolutely need to know page views, time spent on page, and link clicks. That's what advertisers are many times interested in, but it's also what gives you some insight, better understanding how users are engaging with your content, what content is good, content is not so great in terms of engagement. So make sure that you have that. Other benefits for being able to track is what are they doing inside of your app? What buttons are they tapping? What pages are they staying on or screens? What kind of purchase intent are they showing, but maybe not going all the way through, that is definitely also something really, really good to track. What type of reader engagement tools can be used for apps? So there's a lot that are available, and it's such an interesting space to be in because it's evolving every week, almost new ideas. But you want to make sure that you have free content in your apps. Many times, if you don't have some kind of free content, you won't even get through review from app stores. But some will allow, you know, all paid content. This reminds me of another story of a client. So they set their app, their digital magazine app, to be paid. You couldn't just download it for free. You actually had to purchase it and then download it, just like you do with some games. And then once a reader had purchased it and opened the app, it was full of premium paid content. You had to pay twice in order to get access to content. That's absolutely, obviously, a no-go. You should never do that. So we help them rectify that. But again, you know, just to cement that you need to have some kind of content. If readers go that extra mile and get your app installed, you greet them, you show them some good quality content and engage with them as quickly as possible. Push notifications and in-app pages are super, super, super important. And I do believe that if you're doing due diligence, most third-party providers or digital publishing solutions will offer push notifications. If they don't, run away. Don't spend any more time on them. So a quick summary. We've talked a lot already. This is a slightly different graphic, but it shows our mobile publishing blueprint, where we have the technology track, we have the foundational track, the customization, and the marketing track. And really, this whole transformation that we're helping our clients go through is mainly from having a print publication which is in decline. There's just no way that we can hide that fact. It's been going on for many, many years, the whole print publishing industry, and then take them through this transformation, really build upon what they already have done in print. They already have subscribers, already have a brand, all these things, content specifically, and then moving them up into digital publishing space, or at least adding on to that. So, you know, the new generation and you know, everybody, I like to say a tablet is portable, but a smartphone is pocketable. Everybody has their smartphone in their pocket, and that's where you need to be as well with your publication. So this is really, you know, what we teach, what we help our clients go through from any stage that you are at to all the way up through to having a really successful mobile magazine with engaged, active, and growing reader base. So how do you get there? How do you get to that stage? So we see there are two options. So one is the hard way. You could do this yourself, you know, build your app yourself or in-house. You might be thinking that, well, we have developers and we have a team, or we have someone, or we could hire developers. But I can guarantee you from experience building out MagLoft in the last 6 years that it is a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of patience. So it's very costly, it's extremely time consuming, and there's just so many moving parts and so many things that you need to keep an eye on. The app is just one aspect of it. You need to be able to manage your subscribers, you need to be able to manage your content. How do you pay, or how do you offer content for pay? How do you keep up with all the new things that are coming out from Apple and Google and Amazon and the web technologies? There's a lot. So as this definitely is an option, and we do see some very, very, very large companies, one of our clients, Amway, have taken this route. They want something very, very, very unique and special, and it might actually make sense for that kind of client. But for 95% of all other publishers, this is not the way to go. The real way to go, or the right way to go, could be working with MagLoft. So this is what we've been doing for the last 6-7 years. You know, we do all the technical stuff that you can focus on what is most important to you, obviously your content and readers. We have a team of 12 people. This is a slightly outdated photo. Awesome photo though, I really love it. And we live and breathe mobile app publishing. You know, this is what we do every day. every year. So you could work with us, the entire team, and we could manage all of the technical aspects for you. All you had to worry about is making sure that you had the right content readers, and of course follow our blueprint. We help you one-on-one also to go through that. So MagLoft is what's called a software as a service. So instead of building it yourself and paying a lot of money to a lot of people and building out a team and all that, you could rent it from MagLoft or subscribe to it for a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription. So you just get everything top-notch technology from day one, nothing to worry about, and just jump in, get started a lot faster. So again, just to recap, this is for the dedicated publishers who are serious about building a digital publishing business. Understand that things are changing. You may have a print subscription already, or a print publication that's stagnating, and frustration, and there's a little bit of uncertainty and doubt whether or not how long this can continue, or what to do. That's really like the biggest frustration that we hear is, my gosh, we've been in business for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and we need to make this move to digital, but we don't know how to do it, and where do we start? So that could be you. Could also be you're like Sean Wenner, who's completely brand new to this, but really have a great idea and know what you want to do. Then we can certainly help as well. But most importantly, understand things are changing. You're not shy of adopting digital trends, at least giving it a shot, and you're willing to put in work and effort. So, and just real quickly here, a couple of testimonials that we get from our amazing clients. This is from Glenn Gemmell of Decision Magazine. The MagLoft team is always ready to help. Customer support is amazing, and I've never experienced anything like this. We used to use Adobe AEM, and they wouldn't even answer our calls. Every single person at MagLoft has been wonderful, and I would rate everyone 10 out of 10. We couldn't have done this without the support of MagLoft. So our customer support and our customer success team is something that I am truly, truly, truly proud of. They work very long hours, very hard, and they always make sure to get back to our clients as quickly as possible. We get a lot of stories like we do from Glenn here. So that is really something that we cherish and respect a lot. Best value on the internet. This is from Ron. This is also really an amazing piece of reflection. Ron has been in the digital publishing space since inception back in 2005. So that was even before MagLoft started, and he's reviewed every platform has come and gone. MagLoft is by far the best value when you compare features and pricing. Just can't beat it, even if they increase their pricing another 50%. So we do always, every year, every other year, check on our pricing and our features. We want to make sure that we're offering the best. We want to be able to empower as many publishers as possible, not just focus on the biggest with the biggest budgets, but as many. What's really important for us is that you have a passion, you have you really have an energy and a willingness to make sure, commit, and you get through and get everything built. So that's what we really love, and that's why we haven't priced ourselves way up there with some of our other competitors, but we really want to almost disrupt the industry, make sure that anyone has the opportunity to have a professional presence in app stores and a good integration with their own website and page. So from Ron, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that coming from someone who's been in the business for so long. Then I also want to mention Amway. So we do some very, very custom work as well, as we do have our software as a service, but we also offer custom work. And Amway was one of the clients that really needed something very, very specific. They were stuck in Adobe formats like the dot folio or the dot article. It's a very strict format. It doesn't really work anywhere except in their apps. They needed to move away, so we helped them convert from Adobe to HTML, which they could use in their own app in this case, but also on the web and many other places. So this is a testimonial from Mike. Mike is a super awesome guy. We love working with him and his team as well. It's just been a really, really cool experience working with a large corporation like Amway. So quick and dirty benefits, really to summarize, what is MagLoft? What are you getting yourself into? All the technology and information you need today. There's no need to do more due diligence. We have you covered. We have the blueprint that we'll take you through, and we have building our apps for 6 years. They are top notch. Like, they have all of the latest technology features, and you get that today. You get to follow our step-by-step blueprint to avoid all the pitfalls, and you get to start growing your digital audience in a matter of days. You don't need a team. You don't need to start developing. You don't need to think about all that. You just go with a proven blueprint, a proven provider, which we truly believe that we are, and you can get started in a matter of days. We have a whole team that will help you go through the blueprint and get set up, get publishing digitally and in mobile apps. We have all the mobile tools you need to engage with your readers. We've already touched on some of them. And you get to experience a stress-free way to grow a digital publishing business. That's essentially it, right? And that with all of this, with zero tech overwhelm. I get on many calls with clients, and I hear it every time. We're researching and there are so many options and the technology and the lingo, and we're so confused. We get it. We make it very easy. We don't ask you to choose between technologies because we basically have all of them. But again, just some quick and dirty benefits. Really, we have a full suite publishing solution that will work for you if you follow our blueprint. So again, really just to cap up on some of our features. You can certainly create or manage issues and articles. We do both the classic issues, where every week or month you have come up with a set number of articles. We also support individual articles, so you could just go in and write, connect your blog, then feed articles straight to your mobile apps. We have a drag and drop visual editor. Now this is a really cool editor that we've built. It's totally unique to MagLoft. It's a widget based. It's what you see is what you get. Drag and drop, but it creates responsive and interactive content, which is really what the new era of digital publishing consumers, readers want. They don't want just a boring PDF that doesn't do anything, but they want to be able to scroll and interact and tap and launch videos and comment and all these things. Then you can engage. So we have powerful sales and CRM tools, analytics and insights suite, and automated push notifications. So this is something very unique as well. You can set up push notifications that will go out automatically when certain events happen or readers do certain things. And we do 100% customized branded mobile apps. We do not put MagLoft logos or mentions anywhere in your apps. We also require you to have your own developer accounts. So you are listed as the publisher and the developer. We are just your proud technical and business partner in the background. It's all about building your brand. Instant content distribution. You click publish and content is live in your apps instantly. And with MagLoft, you can also instantly customize the look and feel of your apps. If you want to change to a different offer, like say you have a summer offer or a weekend offer or a Black Friday or whatever it may be, you can change out those offers and the banners and the graphics and the colors and everything. Change the look and feel of content in your apps. And there's so much more, but I don't want to get into the features. What I really want to get through to you is that we have a proven blueprint. We are here to help you make the transition or to add mobile apps to your digital publishing. So just again, a quick recap on our offer. We have the mobile plan and the growth program. You get fully branded apps, all-in-one publishing system, 20+ publishing tools, growth program, and the best customer support and publishing support that you will find anywhere. Now, this is a fairly new program that we're launching as of today. We don't have any limitations on clients that we can take in, but we do foresee that this will go and be very popular. So there might be a limitation based on the number of registrations that we get every month. And we will ask you to answer a couple of questions about yourself and your business and where you're at and some of the challenges that you have to make sure that we are a perfect match. So don't be afraid to go through those interview questions, and then we can take a conversation from there on. So to recap our guarantee, so we offer what we call a 60-day zero risk guarantee. There's absolutely no risk for you. Once you can actually sign up for MagLoft, that's free. We don't ask for a credit card or anything like that. And when you're ready, you can take a 30-day free trial. So you get access to all of the features, the entire system, You can play with it. You can get your account set up, add your content, customize the look and feel of your apps, and really just understand and learn the system. You get 30 days for that. And then once you're ready to go live, that's when we'll ask for a subscription from you. Even with that, you have a 100% money back refund in 30 days of you taking that subscription. That's how we get the 60-day, 30-day free trial, 30-day 100% money back guarantee. We really, really, really are in the business of creating a happy, thriving community of publishers. And if you're not happy and if you're not thriving with us, then we are absolutely willing to refund your entire. We very, very, very rarely have to do this. I'm very proud of that, but that is your guarantee. That is going to take away all the risk that you may feel that you have. So again, it's a complete turnkey digital publishing solution. Best app technology, all the features, and a full team to support you. Web app, mobile app technologies, you don't have to choose, you get all of it. CMS, CRM, analytics, sales engagement tools, best price feature comparison to all other providers, period. I encourage you to go out and do some due diligence to see that this is not just something that we're claiming, this is actually fact. We also offer one-to-one live strategy and implementation consultancy calls. So we'll get on live calls with you. We'll do screen sharing. We'll do everything we can to help you get started. 30-day free trial, 30-day 100% money. So everything you need to launch a successful mobile publishing business with zero risk. That is our offer to you. So before we wrap up here, just some of the frequently asked questions that we get about the offer and MagLoft and everything like that. So if you do go with MagLoft, who will be the publisher of my mobile apps? So that will be you. We require you to have your own developer accounts. We publish on behalf of you in your developer accounts as you. There's no mention of MagLoft, and we don't own your apps. You have full control, your accounts, your revenue, your reviews, your subscribers. Everything is available to you through your own developer accounts. How many publishers are using MagLoft? So today we have around 120 publishers that are using us, and we've built more than 500 apps throughout the time. So we have many different publishers. We have a interesting story of how we've gone from a very, very tiny two-person bootstrap startup to where we are today. Something I'd be happy to share with you on all that we get on, hopefully. What happens if I'm not happy with the service? This rarely happens, but you have a 30-day full money back guarantee. So just let us know and we'll refund your investment. Do you provide training and support? So we do. We are a high-touch, service-oriented platform. We have lots of video training on YouTube on how to use our tools and some general tips and tricks as well. But what we do mostly is we'll get on calls with you live, discuss where you are in the blueprint and how we get you from that stage to. Are there any hidden fees? So this is a really interesting question, because many other platforms will have complicated payment structures, and they will take a percentage of your sales and all these kinds of things. So from MagLoft, we offer a subscription base, and you pay that every month. So we have different tiers depending on your needs. That is what you pay to MagLoft. We don't have any usage costs. We don't have any hidden admin fees or anything like that. But there are a couple of fees that you should know about, and this is regarding developer accounts. So Apple will require a yearly $99 service fee, publishing fee. And this is for anyone who wants to publish an app in Apple App Store. If you're a game developer or utility app developer, you have to go through this requirement from Apple. This is nothing that MagLoft controls, or we don't get any percentage of this fee at all. This is all Apple. If we could get around it, we probably would want to try. But that is Apple. But Google, on the other hand, they have a one-time payment of $29. So Google, much faster, much easier to get set up. And also to note that Google and Apple, so if you use their ecosystem, their payment systems from within apps, you sell something for $10, they will take $3 in commission or as a fee for you using their stores. We don't add anything additional onto that we don't charge any fees. So what we actually do is we encourage you to also sell from your website, that you can kind of bypass the fees that app stores charge. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, but obviously you can't advertise that in apps, but you can certainly advertise that in your website. So with that, all I have to say is thank you so much for watching through this presentation, and I personally look very much forward to speaking with you soon and telling you more about MagLoft and learning a lot more about where you are in your process and what your experience has been so far and how we can help you get to become a successful mobile publisher as possible. Thank you again.